Are you ready?
Good evening, baseball fans. I am ready. You're obviously not ready. I was ready. Good evening, baseball fans. It is Monday, July 22nd. I almost said June. July 22nd. It is still July 22nd because it's like 11. So I am correct on the date. This is Bourbon and Baseball Astros edition. I am Suzy. That is Tom. And away we go. I'm going to give you the rated R warning off the jump because there will be lots of cussing. So this is a rated R podcast for all of the 4-letter words, all of the cuss words that will be said. If that is not your jam, that's okay. Just put some earmuffs on the children, or if you yourself are not comfortable with the cuss words, that is also okay. But just skedaddle on out of here and find you a Astros podcast that is more PG-13. You can find that over on the Top Fan Rivalry Network. That show is called Astros in Orbit. I'm a co-host of that with my buddy Bill, and he's a Dodgers fan. We will forgive him for that. We will forgive him for that because he's like a cool Dodgers fan, mostly a cool Dodgers fan. That's PG-13 Astros content over there if cussing is not your jam. That happens once a week. So not as frequent as over here, Bourbon and Baseball Astros edition, but much more tame. So that's your jam. Go on over there, Top Fan Rivalry Network. Use the code SuzyQ, SUZYQ. Get 10% off of your membership over there. It's a fun time. It's a good time, okay? Or you can stay over here and get rated R Suzy, rated R Tom, and more content more often, more content more often, more content often. I just used more 43 more times than I needed to. Anyhow, away we go. If you were not on our YouTube live a couple of days ago, we did have an episode. It was live and it was like 2.5 hours long. So if you're audio only, if that's how you consume this podcast, I apologize. I did not put it on the audio side because I didn't want to edit it. I'll be really honest. It was a lot. You missed out. So that's why you should, hit the big red button, subscribe, so you are informed. I was about to say invoiced. That's not the word. Informed of things like that when we go live, so you can participate in said discussions. We discussed the Mariners series a little bit in that live, and we're going to discuss a little bit more now, and the first game of the Ace series, because that's what we're going to do. So again, rate our podcast. You've been forewarned. If your kids now hear this and start cussing, don't come for me, okay? Come for Tom. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that either. Regardless, Tom, depending on what happens tonight, we will either be tied for first. Again, we're going to be half a game back. What do you think? Do you think the Angels can hold on? Do you think they can pull out a win?
I don't see why not. And the Mariners really don't have the offense to really score a lot of runs. You saw it in the series where the one game they scored, they won. So I really think that the Angels have just enough offense to win that game. In any case, I'm not worried about it. A lot of winning and losing is going to happen between now and the end of the season. The fact of the matter is that the Astros are back in the thick of things, and I think that's how we got to look at it. You have to look at just trying to keep winning series. With any luck, there's some guys that are on the road to recovery. We could see Kyle Tucker soon. We could see Justin Verlander soon. And those are big pieces. Victor Caratini is back, which is great. We love Victor. We love Caesar. Thank you, Caesar, for all of your efforts. You will be back. I am certain of it. Guy's a good ball player. But Victor was playing really great before he got hurt. So that's going to help.
If you're audio only, you should go see my sad face on YouTube when he was talking about Cesar Salazar getting sent back down to AAA because Victor Caratini was coming up. Don't get me wrong. Love me some Victor Caratini, but I'm very sad that Cesar Salazar got sent back down.
I told you. I knew it was going to happen.
Whatever.
Carrying 3 catchers is going to be really difficult on this team.
You know what could happen? I'm just saying, Aledmus Diaz doesn't need to be on the team. Just Cesar Salazar. He played some infield before he caught.
Can he play first base?
I don't think first base was the problem. The fact that we've got now 2 giant black holes in the lineup is just not ideal. Regardless, let's go back. So let's talk about the Mariners series. We all knew that the Mariners series was going to be hard fought because of that badass pitching staff that they have. So it was Luis Castillo the first game, JeorgeKirby the second game, and BryanWoo the third game. Obviously, Luis Castillo and JeorgeKirby pitched admirably. They really did. And they both went, I want to say 6 innings, quality starts, gave up 3 runs. That's really what you ask of any pitcher. Going 6, giving up 3 runs or less, giving your team a chance to score. Unfortunately, the Mariners offense just sucks, and it did not happen for them. The one game where we did lose we mounted a comeback. The Astros they tried. The issues that we kind of had pointed out about Ronel Blanco being the highest innings limit that he's pitched, the lowered velocity kind of hurt. He wasn't as sharp as he normally is, and it wasn't great. Hunter Brown was phenomenal. We love our Hunter Brown. And Framber was Framber. And I say that not because he gave up a bunch of runs, but because of, I don't want to say antics. Antics is probably not the right word that I want. Behavior on the mound? Maybe. Maybe that's the word that I want. The fact that he's gesturing at the umpires after what was an actual correct call. You're like, Framber, chill, bro. Regardless.
Yeah, but I don't mind it though, because Framber has been on the wrong end of some bad calls where he didn't do anything. And now you feel like he's engaged. Now you feel like his antics are because he's not getting calls and he's tired of it. While most people want to just pick and pick and pick and pick at Framber, if you just step back and you do not hyper focus on every mistake he makes, he's pitched fairly well. When you look at the game in which he pitched, I think he gave up 2 runs. Let me go look. I don't want to be wrong. So
I know. While Tom is looking that up, Trent Thornton has the top of the ninth for the Mariners Angels game. Trent Thornton being pitcher for the Mariners, and there are 2 outs. And now he has walked Brandon Drury, and now has walked Zach Neto. So
let's
now
go.
there are 2 on and 2 out with Joe Adele in the batter's box.
So like I was saying, Framber went 5 2/3, gave up 2 runs, had 6 Ks and 4 walks. The walks are alarming. The walks are definitely way too high. But this is a guy, when you look at his ERA, it's still 3.63. Clearly probably not the ace of the staff like we'd hoped he'd be, but definitely not worse than a 2 or 3. And while he has had some bad games, I think him and Yainer Diaz being in the battery mates has been really good the last 2 or 3 times out. So I think Framber's starting to settle in a little bit. And is he going to be perfect? Is he going to go 6 shutty every time? No, absolutely not. Is he going to flirt with a quality start? Maybe get you a quality start? Absolutely. And I think that's what you need right now for this Astros team, that I think when it's healthy will score runs. I think tonight they weren't healthy and they didn't score runs. But that's a different story. And then you talked about Ronel. One thing I wanted to point out about Ronel, his velocity was back up. He was up at 95, 94. I saw 96 once. So the time off did him good. I think his command was a little erratic because he had the added velocity. And when you start going 92, 93, and you're okay, I'm going to do that, and then you're able to throw a little harder, I think it's probably more difficult to command that initially. The extra time off probably didn't help with his command either. You're a creature of habit. You're used to going every 5th day. So having the extra couple of days off probably threw him out of whack a little bit. I do feel like he still battled. He still competed. He still went 6 or 5 2/3. He went 5 2/3.
Absolutely.
So I'm not worried about Framber. I'm not worried about Ronel. I am worried about Spencer.
Bless it. I love Spencer Arrighetti, and he's learning on the fly. Like we've mentioned, Joe Adele scored 2 runs.
Do the things.
3-1 Angels. 3-1 Angels. We love you. Thank you so much, Angels. Carlos Estevez, please do the things and shut him out, because it's Cal Raleigh, Mitch Scarver, and Dylan Moore that's up. So anyhow, so hopefully, what was I saying about? I don't remember.
Pitching.
Totally off track. Spencer Arrighetti. I love Spencer, and I feel so badly that Spencer Arrighetti is learning on the fly. In any other year, this would not be happening, but he's taking his lumps and he is doing the things. And we all know that the A's are our daddy.
Stop.
If you don't, you should.
Stop.
Which team has scored 18 runs multiple times in this?
Did they do it against the Astros? No.
It doesn't matter.
It does. They're their
doesn't.
daddies. Whoever they put 18 on, they're their daddies.
We got shut out tonight.
It happens. It's baseball. They played in front of a little league crowd. It happens.
And
I think that matters. I absolutely think that matters. When you go from Seattle with 30,000 people booing you to a place where nobody showed up to watch, and you have people that you can hear yelling at the team because you can't hear the rest of the crowd, I think they came out flat. There was no energy. And on a road trip, you need that energy, whether it be negative or whatever, to feed off of to win ball games.
No, No, we wanted to engage in our favorite pastime ever of not driving in runners. Not driving in runners, because there was multiple opportunities to drive in runs. And Jake Meyers, God love you. I needed you to do the things, Jake. Not ground into a goddamn double play with 1 out and the base is fucking loaded. Because that didn't hurt. That didn't hurt at all. Absolutely not. Why would that hurt? That's so silly. So
I do want
silly.
to say this though. Hogan Harris was very good. 6 2/3, 7 hits, 2 walks, 7 Ks. He was very good. So while I'm not happy with the result, I think they came in and were a little flat. Harris was very good as well. And it's something that if you were in the PSF app with us when we called the game the other day, we talked about potential trade options for the Astros as far as starting pitching. One of the great people in our group, Corey, he was very adamant that this is a guy the Astros should look at. And after seeing him, I'm a believer. That's the second time that he's faced the Stros. And I think he's given up 2 runs over 15 innings, is what he said. So, really good performance by Hogan Harris. And I think the Stros just came in a little flat. Did not love the lineup. Did not love the lineup. There were instances where I thought there was just too much bad in one spot.
Just be more specific on that.
I think it's very evident that ChasmcCcormick is struggling right now. I feel like in this instance, I think they tried to protect him with Jose Altuve, but when you have Aledmus Diaz in front of him, Dubon in front of that, it's just asking a lot. Doobie's been really good. He's been really good, but he hasn't been as great the last couple weeks. I think he's starting to find his level. And then Aledmus Diaz was basically not playing baseball. And to bring him in and just throw him back in the lineup immediately, I like it, but I don't know that I would have went back to back with Diaz and McCormick. Maybe move McCormick up and Diaz down. Something like that would have probably been better to just not have those 2 guys back to back in the lineup where you just felt like it was 2 outs right away.
Yeah. Yeah. It was gross. It was gross. Side note, thank you, Joe Adele. The Angels pulled it out. That's what she said. 3-1. 3-1. And we appreciate that. We appreciate that. Make all the moves, Angels. Make all the moves. Bury the Mariners. I'd love it if you swept them. That would be great. Sweeps. Sweeps are hard though, but take the series. We would love that. So I feel so poorly. So poorly for Chaz because you know that he is going through it. And it's the only thing that is going to fix this is reps and playing time, but there's no way that he's going to get the reps or the playing time with the way that Jake Meyers is playing, with the way that Joey is playing. Dubon getting reps out there. Dubon, what are we doing? What was that error tonight? That was a mental error. That was not even oh my God, that was a hard hit ball and it skipped. Like, no. He took his eye literally off the ball, was trying to rush and wasn't able to pick it up. That was totally avoidable, sir. Just completely 100% totally avoidable. And it's so frustrating. So frustrating. That was like that. TreyCabbage even playing better as of late. And I don't know what we're going to do with our guy. I don't know what we're going to do with our guy, Chaz.
I think you really got to be patient. I think a lot of people forget what Chas McCormick has been. It's easy to see it's easy to have the "what have you done for me lately" opinion, but Chas McCormick is a career 111 OPS plus guy. We're talking 53 home runs, 184 RBIs. These are numbers that Jake Meyers has not eclipsed. So while Jake is having a breakout season for Jake, he still hasn't produced to the level of Chas McCormick. I do believe with the right amount of reps, whether it be at Sugarland or just back on this team, you're going to get production from Chas McCormick. It's just he can't be expected to play once a week, pinch hit once, and then get 1 start in 10 days and be sharp. And it's a really difficult game when you're playing every day. So I can only imagine when you're only
But
playing
I
once every
kind of
month.
feel like that was how he earned his playing time last season, though. I don't ever think that he was playing this poorly, but we all know Dusty benched him a bunch, and he played his way out of it. And I don't know what's happening now. I don't know if he's just in his own head or what, but it's not looking good for our guy. Chaz. We mentioned TreyCabbage. The second game. Let's talk about the second game of that Mariners series. Ryan Presley, sir, you owe your corner outfielders a very expensive steak dinner. I don't. Maybe even more than a steak dinner. I'm just saying, because between the robbing of TreyCabbage and throwing up the very subtle no-fly zone sign to J-Rod, and then joeyloperfido making that amazing catch on the next play, that was all of the amazing. And Mariners fans, you need to chill the fuck out, because I saw so many fans wanting the next time TreyCabbage was up to get hit in the head, to get hit in the back, to be thrown at, to start a brawl. What are we doing, guys? I went back and I listened to the broadcast, the Mariners broadcast of the game, because I am a masochist apparently. And even on the broadcast, they were kind of alluding to the fact that this was disrespectful, and they were talking about TreyCabbage, and they're like, "He has been up for 50 games. This is basically a minor league player doing this to J-Rod." When J-Rod starts playing, I don't know, well, come back and talk to us. Shut the fuck up. And then they were assuming that TreyCabbage and Julio weren't friends, and that like, how dare he disrespect Julio in doing this? I'm all, "Did you hear yourselves? Are you fucking serious right now?" I could understand if TreyCabbage did the whole Jose Siri vibe and was that showy about it. Okay, that's fine. But it was very subtle. I totally missed it until they brought it up on the broadcast. And I was like, "Oh yeah, sure did. Sure did do the no-fly zone." And Julio tipped his cap, smiled, appreciated it, even said so afterwards. And the fact that he even said so afterwards in the comments, and fans still were mad about it, what are we doing? Stop it. It's not that big of a deal, guys. It's fucking fun. It is fucking fun. And the fact that Julio robbed TreyCabbage last time they were at home, so he's just had to do it subtly back. That's all it is. It's not that deep, people. It's really not. It was shocking the amount of people that I saw wanting them to take TreyCabbage's head off. I'm all, it is not that big of a deal. It's kind of funny, actually.
And we know this is not the entire fan base. We know there are very good people that are in the Seattle Mariners fan base. This is like this with Astros fans too. We have bad fans too. This is like this in New York. They have bad fans too. Every team has terrible fans that just want the absolute worst because they just don't like whatever themselves, their lives. I don't know. Shout out to the lady that gave Jordan his home run ball for the cycle. In the same token, she didn't have to do that. She could have auctioned the damn thing. She could have made a fortune. She didn't ask for anything. She reached out to everybody to try to make sure he got the baseball. So there are very good fans out there too. We realize there's some dumbasses, and we're only speaking to the dumbasses. We are not speaking to the Seattle Mariners at large. I saw, you brought up Jose Siri. I saw the Yankees broadcast go after Jose Siri, and it's, hey, dummy, then don't let him hit a fucking home run, and then he won't pimp it, and then you won't complain. I get it. They were losing, but hey, that dude it's the fifth inning. Maybe that gets the team going. Maybe he's trying to spark his team instead of going, oh, well, act like you've been here before. And so that's so dumb. In a day and age where it's let the kids play, let the kids play. Right. I think that's the exact same thing that happened with TreyCabbage and Julio Rodriguez. Let the kids play. That was, I feel like Trey doing it to J-Rod was a tip of the cap to J-Rod. Hey, this was game recognizing game.
Respects game.
And for people that don't want to see it because their team is absolutely shit the bed because they did a poor job of putting the Astros away, well, you just got to find something else, man. You need to start looking elsewhere. That was an amazing play that if it doesn't happen to your ball club, you're going, holy shit, top 10, ESPN, da-da-da. And the fact that it was your team, which is in the midst of a terrible 5-game losing streak and giving up the division lead, I get it. Totally get it. If the roles were reversed, Suzy might be over there not calling for someone's head, but saying all the nasty, hateful things.
We're probably not hateful, but very nasty. Okay.
Anyway, I'm just saying, TreyCabbage made a hell of a play. joeyloperfido made a hell of a play. Anybody that wants to doubt either of those guys with the glove is just ridiculous at this point.
Yep.
I really feel like they have something with both of them. as far as outfield depth, and it's why they're able to potentially move another young outfield prospect who I thought was going to be in the Houston Astros outfield at some point for a arm or a bat if they feel that's what they got to do.
We'll talk about that in just a second. But side note, did you see the lady and how she retrieved that home run ball? The Mariners fan?
No.
She has a contraption that she made to retrieve home run balls, foul balls, I guess. It's literally a cup with a long ass paracord rope essentially tied to it. And in the cup, she has taped, glued, I don't know, constructed cardboard kind of so that it essentially fits the baseball perfectly. And she just fishes it out essentially with this fucking cup. I'm all, what the fuck? So
Engineering, man. It's awesome.
she's a season ticket holder, like, I don't know, 25 plus years or something. So I guess she saw opportunities beforehand and she's obviously fished out many a home run ball because she constructed this contraption. But it was really cool. I was like, oh my God, how did you even think about that? But it literally, I was like, is there like some sort of vacuum in there? No, it's like this cup. That is amazing. And I love it so much. I saw on social media various fan bases or various Astros fans going to T-Mobile Park saying that it was a great experience for him, that fans around them were great. We all know Twitter, not actual real life, is a cesspool. I get it. Okay. But it's just the fact that people have the audacity to actually type these things out. You've never gotten hit in the face before, have you? For talking shit? You've never. No. Because if you had, probably wouldn't be talking shit right now. Just saying. But I gotta give credit to JosHader at the end of that game. There was essentially a timer violation. There was a whole slew of issues with the pitch timer, batters violations, pitcher violations, a whole slew of them. And JosHader, Joe Espada, Josh Miller, all out trying to get explanations of what's going on. And finally, at the end, Josh, like you could just see JosHader is just like, fuck it all. Just give me the ball. Let's go. Like, I don't even give a fuck anymore. Let's go. Hats off, sir. Hats off. And then proceeded to channel the frustration into the next two pitches to Luke Raley, just dotting him up at 98 miles an hour fastball, like up and away. Chef's kiss. JosHader, chef's kiss. He's like, fine, fuck it, whatever. You want to award him a ball? Award him a ball. Let's go. I'm done with this. We're finishing it. And I'm like, oh shit. JosHader, I love it.
And anybody that's questioning the JosHader trade, I really just need you to stop. This dude has been so good. I know he's given up a ton of home runs. It's been in non-save situations. I think they've asked him to pitch a ton relative to what they've normally asked him to pitch. And, he just went out there and did his thing. To only blow one save all season, it's probably pretty good. Probably tops Major League. I don't know exactly where he ranks there. He probably doesn't have the save numbers because they don't have the wins. But I feel like the blown save thing, one's a really good number.
The back end of the bullpen, like we had hoped, Brian Abreu, Ryan Presley, JosHader being, we're seeing it. We're seeing it in action now, guys. And it's a thing of beauty. So unfortunately, we dropped that last game. That's the game that Yordan hit for the cycle. And the home run that he hit, he broke StatCast. He broke StatCast because it initially read 368 or something, 348 or something like that.
384. Yeah.
384. Okay. No way in hell that's how far it went. I think they fixed it to where it was 467. 29. Oh, good. I'm so glad that I have all of my numbers mixed up. 429.
I don't think that's good either. I think the 467 number is better than 429.
Well, yeah. But he hit it so far, and he hit it off the facade of the upper deck of T-Mobile Park. And they were saying on the broadcast, and they said it on both broadcasts, like our broadcast and the Mariners broadcast, that not even during batting practice do home run balls go this far, that high. The fact that he did it during a game is just fucking phenomenal. And I don't appreciate Yordan as much as I should, because at this point in time, I just expect greatness out of Yordan. And so tonight's game, when he stared at two mid 91 mile an hour fastballs, like, over the plate and then struck out swinging at a curveball that was under the zone. I had to catch myself. He literally, is he a generational talent? Am I going to go so far as say that? I think so. I think I am. Just a pure, I'm not going to say he's like the best baseball player, but just a pure hitter. The fact that he can hit for power, he can hit for average. He's so fucking strong. I'm spoiled. I'm a spoiled brat. And I don't deserve to watch Jordan on a day in, day out basis because I literally got mad that he stared at 2 fucking pitches over the plate and then struck out on a curveball below the zone. And I was like, what the fuck, Jordan? He's human. He's not a machine. Had to remind myself. So in case you were like me and you need the reminder, there it is, people. There it is. Again, we took 2 of 3 from the Mariners. And the first game that we won meant that we were percentage points ahead of the Mariners. The second game that we won meant that we were a game up, correct?
Correct.
A game up. And then the game that we lost, the third game, meant that we were tied. Percentage points be damned. We were literally tied. So now, the fact that we both lost tonight's game is good. So now we're still tied at first. So tonight's game, Hogan Harris versus Spencer Agretti. I felt bad. I felt real bad. Spencer was doing decently well. I say decently well. He didn't let anyone score. How's that? There were no runs scored at first. And then the third inning, fourth inning, they just hit the ball so hard everywhere. Like they weren't little dinky little hits. They were good contact. And it hurt my heart.
And I know a lot of people don't watch Oakland, and why would you? They're one of the worst teams in baseball. They've been incredibly hot as of late. They've scored all the runs. They're beating really good baseball teams. So while you just see the jersey and go, what the fuck? We should beat those guys. You have to realize where they are. And if you don't know who Mason Miller is, you should, because you want to talk about electric. That dude is ridiculous. And if you get to Mason Miller, it's basically
You're fucked.
Yeah, it's basically whoever gets that dude at the trade deadline is getting an absolute assassin.
It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. So I am trying to look for this stat that I know Jess Kleinschmidt
Topanga
tweeted out. Let's see. Miguel Andujar has back-to-back 3-hit games and is now batting .341. That's 16 for 47 with 8 RBIs. 8 RBI over his last 11 games. All-star snub Brent Rooker has reached base safely in each of his 15 July games, which is the longest reaching base streak of his career. Leads the majors in OBP, which is .538, and runs this month. So the fact that Miguel Andujar, Brent Rooker, Lawrence Butler having a great July, Max Schumann, all doing great things. So just the fact that random players that you're all, who? For what team? Are doing what now? Don't get it twisted. Do not get it twisted because the Oakland A's can play some ball. They can play some ball. Now, tomorrow's starter is
Jake Bloss.
And Osvaldo, he has a 3.44 ERA in 18.1 innings pitched with 16 strikeouts and a 1.25 whip. Let's see. It looks like maybe, though, it will be a bullpen game because in his last 3 games, he only pitched the 19th, he pitched an inning against the Angels. The 12th against Philly, he pitched 3 innings. And then the 7th against Baltimore, he pitched 1 inning. So we shall see if that's an actual bullpen game for him or what we're doing. That will be interesting. So also interesting will be to see who's in the lineup tomorrow. Is it going to be John Singleton and JoeyLoperfido and TreyCabbage? He is a right-handed pitcher, so that may be your tomorrow. You know, the usual suspects of Altuve and Bregman and Yordan, Yainer. Singleton, Pena. Who am I missing? Outfielders. Jake, Trey, Joey. Jake, Trey, Joey. Yeah. I think that's how it's going to go down. We shall see, though.
Kyle Tucker, if
But
you're listening, we miss you.
we miss you so much. Please get all of the calcium in your bones. Mr. Pegleg Pete, I really do feel like he has a hairline fracture, and it's just like they just want to keep it quiet for, I don't know, some reason, so as to not alarm the other teams. I don't even fucking know. Like, why would you?
What bums me out about that, if that's true, is that they could have put him on the IL. They could have brought another player up.
He is on the IL.
Yeah, but he's there, right? I thought he's not on the IL if he's there.
No, he's on the IL. He's on the 15-day IL or the 10-day IL or something.
Well,
like
then,
that.
yeah, why do that? Just
Well,
tell me he's out 4 weeks. Tell me he's out 8 weeks, and then I'm not expecting him in the lineup every other day.
I think so. I don't know if is it 10,
Maybe that's
15.
what I want.
Is it after 15 day? Is there nothing in between the 15? Is there nothing in between the 15 and a 60?
I don't know.
So maybe that's why. Maybe they didn't want to place him on the 60-day IL, or maybe they just wanted to string everybody along and are like, we don't know. Maybe Kyle Tucker will be back soon. Who knows? You'll never know. So other teams
plan for Kyle Tucker, even though he's probably not going to be there.
Exactly. So, I don't think we're going to see Kyle Tucker until August, though, which makes me sad.
Side note, I got a DM from Corey, that awesome fan from PSF I was telling you about.
Mm-hmm.
He posted a tweet about Hogan Harris and how good he's been against the Houston Astros. I embellished on the innings. It was 5 1/3 and then 6 2/3. But he did only give up 2 runs between the two. And he said, can we trade for him so we don't have to face him again? That was the tweet. Hogan Harris's dad liked the tweet.
Oh, that's fun.
Also,
didn't Corey say that Hogan Harris
his
was a
dad,
Houston kid?
that I don't know, but
Houston-ish kid. Anyways, go on.
Hogan Harris's dad apparently tore Corey's ACL playing something. I don't know what. I haven't got all those details, but small world type stuff.
Indeed. Well, now I have to look up Hogan Harris and see.
I'm on it. He is from Louisiana, which makes sense because Corey is also from Louisiana.
Yes.
He went to
okay.
the University of Louisiana at Lafayette.
Okay. All right. Well, so, I feel so old. This motherfucker was born in 1996. Oh, all right.
What were you doing in 1996?
I was a freshman in high school.
You didn't have to go all the way there.
Side note, Ty France got put on waivers from the Mariners. And Seattle Mariners fans rejoiced everywhere. I feel poorly. Or Ty France. Astros fans, are y'all fucking stupid? The amount of people that I saw saying, should we pick up Ty France? What the fuck are you doing? Why? Why? No.
Are you serious? Are you fucking stupid? Ty France is an upgrade from Aledmus Diaz. Go look at his numbers.
Okay, but Aledmus Aledmus plays all of the positions.
Who cares if you have Dubon to do that? You just earlier said we don't need both of them. Strap Aledmus to a rocket. Ty France was the right-handed. I was one of those guys saying, can we fix him? Because he's only 30 and the dude's batting, I think it was like 225 with like homers or something like that. To be a platoon with Big John, left, right, why not? He's not going to cost you anything. You don't have to go pay for him. He's going to be a free agent on the street that you can just pick up like Aledmus was.
When I say the worst scoring team in the AL, put someone on waivers because they're not good enough. Is that not a red flag to everybody / anybody that they're like, maybe not? I don't know. Do you think that we can magically fix his strikeout numbers? Do you think maybe he can just stand on the plate and just get hit every single at bat to get on base? What are we doing?
So Aledmus Diaz was batting like 098 or whatever.
Trust me, I don't want Aledmus Diaz either.
No, but I'm just saying they went and got him, and everybody's going, "Oh, okay, ex-Astro, I can get behind that." Ty France has historically murdered the Stros. historically murdered them. Probably hits pretty good in Minute Maid.
Not
If
this
you're
season.
gonna take a
Maybe
flyer,
last season.
if you're gonna take a flyer on a dude, he's basically ChasmcCormick.
I
Are
don't
we
want
ready to? Are we ready to give up on ChasmcCormick?
I have very strong
Uh
personal
huh.
feelings on Chas
Uh
McCormick.
huh.
I have no feelings on Ty France. So at this point in time, I'm with the Seattle fan base. Sure, cool. I don't care about Ty France one iota. Like upgrade at first base. I have. Am I ready to not have Chas McCormick in the lineup every day? No, but that hurts me. Like it hurts my heart every time I have to say it. But I'm not one of those ones that are like, let's find a platoon for John Singleton. Fuck it.
You should
We ride
be.
with John Singleton.
You should be. He's 178 against left-handed pitchers. He does not weigh 178. He cannot hit his weight. That is a problem. There's no good baseball player that can't not hit their weight. There's no good baseball player that can do that. So if you need a guy,
Martin Maldonado would like to have a word, sir.
he couldn't hit his weight either. He couldn't hit anybody's weight. I'm just saying. I know y'all love Big John. Big John's a great story. He's great where he is. Situationally, absolutely fine. Against left-handed pitching, it's bared it out. It's not like I'm making these numbers up.
I don't. No, that doesn't make me happy. I don't want Ty France.
Okay. Well, if you're looking for a platoon, you either have to go trade for somebody and give up prospects you don't want to give up because you need them to go get pitching, or you have to pick up a dude off the street like they did with Aledmus Diaz. Now they're hoping, hey, he did serviceable for the Astros. Maybe he's got a little bit left in the tank. We thought the same thing of Jose Abreu. And now that
Do you know
dude's
who
in.
hits? Do you know who hits lefties well?
Who?
That I didn't even realize hit lefties well. That maybe with the change of scenery could do things, and he's younger. Andrew Vaughn.
Andrew Vaughn is a trade candidate that people are talking about. His numbers are down. You could go get him, but you're going to have to send a prospect over or your boy over to get him.
Listen, Eric Fetty, bring me Eric Fetty and Andrew Vaughn, and we'll send you PedroLeon. And I don't know what the fuck. What else do the White Sox need?
I don't know,
I don't
but
know.
I'm just saying there you could do that, but then this Aledmus deal doesn't make any sense. I think they picked
The
up Aledmus
Ledmus deal does does that make any sense regardless?
only because he's familiar with the team. He's familiar with Joe Espada, and they feel like they can get more out of him that they were getting in Oakland because Oakland sucks. It's the only reason they brought him in. He cost you nothing. Oakland's paying him $8.5 million to play against them.
Okay, well, Ledmus is on the team. Gray Kessinger got sent down. Because Gray Kessinger got sent down, David Hensley got DFA'd.
I hate that.
David Hensley's crowning achievement was that pinch hit in the World Series. Was it a pinch hit or was
Yes.
it a walk that he worked?
It was a walk that I think he worked.
Also, that he got to touch Megan Thee Stallion's ass. So, I guess he'll take
Winning
that.
life for me, yeah, right?
Right? But it does kind of suck that David Hensley was DFA'd. I really liked him.
He wasn't killing it at Sugarland.
No.
So it
Again,
wasn't.
It's like an emotional tie. Same thing with Jay Matajevic. I was very upset that they released JJ Matajevic as well. I'm all, he could play first. What are we doing? He did actually play first for us. I'm like, he hit a home run off of Garrett Cole. He was like a Garrett Cole killer. Anyways, but yeah. So James Paxton from the Dodgers got DFA'd. Can we go
That's
pick up
tough.
James Paxton?
I would.
We need a innings eater.
He's literally
Okay, so
taking the ball every time.
Here's a question. James Paxton or Spencer Arguetti?
James Paxton.
James Paxton or Jake Bloss?
James Paxton. These are guys that
So-
aren't able to eat innings when we need them to eat innings.
James
Those are
Paxton, Ronel Blanco.
Oh, no, don't do that. That's not the same. You were fine the first two. Not that. No.
James Paxton or Ronel Blanco?
My fear is that Ronel Blanco is going to have to go to the pen, or they're really going to have to get to the 6-man because his innings are going to be way too
Through
high.
the roof. So let's go
But
get James Paxton.
Big Maple, as they call him.
Because
He's older. He's older. And I think that is absolutely going to be the innings eater you need. He's 35 and 259 days. So
again, he's taking the ball. Does he give up a crazy amount of of runs every time he goes out? Not crazy amount. Does he give up runs? Absolutely. And
Yeah.
that's my fear. That's my fear. Like, this fan base has been so spoiled with like super good starting pitching that doesn't give up runs, that like when pitchers give up 2, 3, 4 runs, Astros fans lose their shit. I'm pointing at me. Okay. He's not going to be a great pitcher, but we don't need a great pitcher. I just need a guy that's going to go out there and eat innings so that Ronel Blanco, so that Spencer Arrighetti, like, their arms don't fall off. Justin Verlander, when are you coming back, sir? How's it going, Luis? Apparently, I saw some tweet that he threw a 31 pitch bullpen. Is that what I read? Luis Garcia. Let's see here. Luis Garcia threw a 31 pitch bullpen session today and was up to 91 miles an hour. Joe Spada said Justin Verlander is scheduled to throw another bullpen on Wednesday. Lance McCullers Jr. is still not throwing.
Gosh,
For the love of God.
that's an expensive cup of coffee.
Yay. I love you, LMJ. Bury me in the H. Legitimately, you're going to be buried in the fucking H because fans are just losing their minds. So, do you think that JoseQuintana from the Mets would be a trade candidate?
No.
He's been decent. He's an innings eater.
Why do you feel like they're going to sell?
They don't love them. They don't love him over there.
The fan base may not love him, but when you, like you just said, you need a guy to eat innings. That's what he is.
Well, but they have Kodai Senga coming back. I don't know if they're going to go to the 6-man. We'll see.
The other thing I wouldn't like either is that he's 35 and he's at 102 innings right now. Like, you trade for him and then his arm falls off. Did you really trade for him? I'd rather find like a happy medium. Or if you're going to, if JamesPaxton is going to be out there for free, you're going to be able to go get him for free. Go get him for free. If I don't have to give up prospects to go get guys, that's why I think the only reason Aledmys Diaz is here is because he costed them nothing. I don't know if you could handle JoseQuintana being a pitcher in your rotation. He's been rocked a couple times too. 8 runs in 2 2/3, May 3rd, then 4, then 2, 3. You might as well start 3-0 if Quintana pitches.
Yeah, I don't know.
I really like this Hogan Harris kid. I'm gonna be bummed when we don't get him.
So
Sign me up.
Is Trevor Williams still on the table?
He's hurt.
Trevor Williams is hurt?
Yeah, I read that.
Oh,
And that was like sad. With a forearm thing, which was like,
oh no. That's
yeah.
not good.
Did want him though.
Did you know that Alec Burleson used to be a rapper?
I'm not surprised. Dude's really good.
Oh my God.
What happened?
DJ Burley Biscuits was his rap name. And I kind of love that so much. So, anyhow, guys, again, if you're new around here, leave comments on the YouTube about who you would want to see as a trade candidate, who you think that we should go get. If there are names that we haven't discussed, please put them in the comments. I love that. Tom, wrapping up, do you have any final thoughts?
For all the fans that are going to lose their mind if the Astros lose this series, just know that there's still plenty of baseball left to play. I know the Astros have been on an incredible run to get back in this division and get to where they are. But the adage is still true. You're going to lose 60. You're going to win 60. It's that other 42. So I feel like the Astros are doing a great job. I hope the trade deadline is something where they can improve this ball club. I believe Joe Espada will use whatever Dana goes out and gets him. You saw he put Aledmys Diaz in the lineup literally the day after. I felt like it was the day after. I think he's been with the club for 5 days, something like that. But it hasn't been long, and he's already in the lineup. So if Dana Brown is able to go get an arm for this team, David Brown wants to add another bat for this team for some reason, I believe that Joe Espada will use them as opposed to managers in the past that shall not be named who chose to selectively not play guys that were acquired.
I don't know what you're talking about. Who could that be? I don't.
The fact that they're here, you add Kyle Tucker, you add Justin Verlander, if you add LuisGarcia, they're going to be a really dangerous team down the stretch. Those guys are all going to be fresh, which is going to be huge because season's a grind. Oakland's really hot. And while the other two pitchers there, the third pitcher for the series is TBA. So who knows what that could be. But Hunter's going on the third game. Really excited about Hunter pitching. Every time he pitches now, the dude is just locked the fuck in. And you can just see it in his body language. Him and Yainer, they're really good together right now. So I feel like every fifth day Hunter goes out, there's an excellent chance to win. So if Jake Bloss figures it out, still a chance to win the series.
Ty France has cleaned out his locker and is saying goodbye to teammates.
He should. Why would you? If I'm Ty France, I'm not accepting a demotion to the minor leagues. I would absolutely be on the first thing smoking to whoever needs a first baseman.
JP Crawford, also hurt for the Mariners, has a hairline fracture in his pinky. He's headed to the IL. And Julio Rodriguez has a mild ankle sprain and is day-to-day.
That's really good. Because when I saw that play, I thought he blew out his Achilles.
Oof.
Ken Griffey Jr. did the exact same thing, and he was never the same.
So I had a super bad headache on the last day of that Mariners Astros series, and I fell asleep during that game because my head hurt so bad. But probably a pretty good thing that I did not actually watch it in full because I probably would be upset. But with that said, Tom, tell the peoples where they can find you on the interwebs.
At Third Coast Tom on Twitter, like it is under my face. At TC Tom1 on Instagram. Not as active. I'll post some stuff over there from time to time. On the PSF app, it is still the best place to be if you're not going to be in the ballpark to watch a game with like-minded fans of whatever team you choose to root for. Football, baseball, basketball, doesn't matter. They have chat rooms for everyone. We are the pride of the Astros chat room. There are other guys in there that are great. You just probably won't have as much fun as if you hung out with us. Don't know when we're going next.
Correct.
Follow the Twitters and the Instagrams to find out when the next time we will go. Like I said, it's a great time. We do drinking games. We have people in there that are really great. Corey that comes with stats and facts and just really good atmosphere for people who just want to talk about the Astros while they're watching the game. And it's a lot of fun. If you're not doing it, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what I did before PSF because it just wasn't the same. Other than going out to a bar and then risking getting in trouble that way. This you get to do from the comfort of your home or wherever you want to be while you're watching your game. And
Absolutely. So if you do not have that app, I will put that link in the show notes so that you guys can go download the PSF app. It has a lot of fun in-game things, the duels, kind of put your money where your mouth is type things. Side note, Justin texted me and was like, so I noticed that you haven't done any of the duels. And I'm all, yeah, about that. He's let me know if you have any questions. I'm all, sorry, I suck. So next time we are on the app, I will have to do a duel thingy, bobber.
me and her will duel it out Astro player to Astro player. We'll duel it out who's going to have more hits.
Yes.
ChasmcCcormick or Jakemeyers.
Yainer Diaz it is. Yainer Diaz it is. So with that said, guys, if you have not subscribed to the YouTubes, please hit that red subscribe button. If you have not liked this episode, please like this episode so that it helps the algorithm. We are up to 264 subscribers, I believe. So tell all your friends about Bourbon and Baseball Astros Edition. It's a good time over here. If you are audio only, please leave us a 5-star rating on Apples. Give us all the nice words. Okay, I missed a review that apparently was like left in March. I don't know how I missed it, but it did. It brought a warm, tingly feeling. I didn't recognize what it was, but it was like joy and happiness just in here. And I was like, I don't know what this is. It's a foreign feeling, but guys, that's what happiness feels like. Okay. So if you would like me to feel more of that, give a nice little review. Just clickety clack with the typing and the words. It's not that hard, guys. It's not that. It really isn't. So with that said, we are going to close the show and say, yay, baseball.